Guys, we start with our next topic of discussion, which is equity analysis and valuation. Two to one. If you don't know which page, you will go to the index, search for the page number rather than closing the book completely. Comedy circus personified. Average weightage is around 8 to 10 marks. Don't take it as a given. It may increase. For any chapters weightage which I have told you, I officially say this to you. If that chapter does not come for that many marks, you are not supposed to curse me for anything. If after studying so much of derivatives and forex, you don't get much of it in exam, just think that I have done things based on past experience. Everything can be new and it can be surprising. If it comes for just because you studied a lot of it does not mean it has to be tested for more marks in exam. Understood? So you be mentally prepared. What I have seen in so many years is what I can tell you. What they do in exam is very, very surprising. Sometimes it is something you are not prepared for also. Like for example, every 3-4 attempts, once what they do, for some reason or the other, students are not very comfortable with portfolio management chapter. I don't know why. A lot of students don't like it. Maybe because there is too much of number crunching in that. Too much of formulas. Okay, at least in your case, I'll make sure that you don't get intimidated by the formulas. I don't know about other students. Number crunching is there for sure. You have to use calculator a lot. Few buttons of your calculator can break here and there. If you don't know how to use calculator, that can happen. So what they do, you know, they understand these things. So what they do just to surprise you, in some attempts, 40 marks have been tested only from portfolio management and mutual funds. 40 marks. So you have to understand one thing, that you have to have a balance between all the chapters. You can't say that, sir, because I have done forex and derivatives properly, because I have done equity properly, because I have done mergers properly, so I have the liberty of leaving 1 or 2 chapters. No, you don't have. You don't have. Because you don't know what chapter they are going to ask more in a given exam. We have to be prepared for everything, and you have to do whatever I am doing. Abhi, what I have taught in that also, if you sit to do selection key, I will do this, I will not do that. It's not how it works. Every chapter, whatever I am telling you to do, my class homework, that is you have to do. Because we are talking about 70, 75, 80 in the subject. So if you want to score that marks, you have to do things the way I am telling you to do. Then you can't decide anything. Sir, what is optimum number of revisions? That also I am telling you. If you have done my classes properly. Achha, as on date, very normally I am asking this just to understand. As on date, till yesterday, whatever homework was given, how many of you are updated with it? Then raise, or you don't raise. What is in between? Till day before yesterday, whatever homework was given, how many of you are updated with that? 1. So see, this is what I'm trying to make you understand. So how do you want me to trust you with this? That when you are not able to commit yourself for 12 days, how would you commit yourself for next 6 months? Studying is difficult, I'm telling this. But why don't you take it as a challenge? Think about it. What is it that is keeping you away from it? whatever I'm teaching in the class, I know most of you are very, very sincere about it. If you're not sincere, by now you would have stopped coming. So if you're taking classes properly, doing the homeworks, classwork participation is good. I consider it as one round of studies. After that, before your exam, if you can do 3 revisions, 3, which means the exam day revision will be 4th revision. This is one round of preparation with me. 3 revisions and 1 preparation before exam. I guarantee 80 will come. I guarantee. If you get 80 in SFM, you know, right? There is a fees refund. I mean, you people have paid 10,000. We'll refund most of it. In one batch, I refunded 3 lakh rupees. Jiffy times. How many students got 80 plus? You just understand. My mom told me, hi, next time you make it 90. Moms are the best. He told me next time every student is getting 80, you should change the bar now. And then there are some students also. So you should do something for people between 70 to 80. So then you take me home. The last answer. When I am not left with anything, I say you take me home, yaar. What else can I say? Rather than saying I don't have more money, I'll say you take me home. You understood? Do it in this fashion and you see you will score marks. I meet so many students right after the exams, and some of the things they say you remember. One exam paper was difficult. This is one of those attempts where 40-45 marks of mutual fund and portfolio has come, and derivatives and forex together was probably 25 marks or something. So there is this one student who came to meet me. We are still connected on Facebook. Unfortunately, I'm not able to recall his name right now, but he came to meet me in Sampath Academy. That time it was in Sampath Academy, and he scored, I think, 74 in that paper. That paper 74 was equivalent to 87, 88 in a different paper, plus 15 you do. Tough paper means downscaling by 15 marks. That's why I say that even if paper is very difficult, you can still score exemption because I am preparing you for 75. But the wavelength has to match. I am saying that you do my notes, you do 3 revisions, you do 1 final revision, you practice by write the sums and practice. The sums which I make you mark important, you have to practice writing. You only flip the page, understood. That way you understood everything. That way you will understand this NEET and JEE preparations also. You have to write. You have to pick up your calculators, run the calculators, do it properly. Do it properly. Don't see the notes. Try to do the sum. If you get stuck, then you open the sum. See the solution. Again, close the notebook. Again, write. So I asked him that, how did you manage to score so good? He said, sir, I did what you told me. I said, what? I did 3 rounds revision. And he made a statement which was very good actually. He said, sir, I know in the class there were some students who were better than me. So I knew that I will have to push a little extra. I said, wow, yaar, what a statement you have made. I mean, I also say the same thing, that there comes a point of time when efforts can beat talent. Efforts can beat talent. So when you know that you have to push, why are you not pushing? Think about it. Once though you have to do that. Achha, just to be very honest with you people, Kerala, this is not how it happens. I don't know, maybe the composition is like that they come to threshold only for classes at all. 95% people raise their hand. This is a little strange for me, that you're not able to raise your hand that you're doing homeworks. 95% people in a class of 200, they do homeworks regularly. They are doing homeworks. If they are bluffing, I don't know. I don't go to check anybody's homework, but generally I don't think people do that. Like in your case, you did not raise hand, right? If you're not doing it. And Kerala market has always taken me by a surprise. Always. Because those people don't talk. So I only do some comedy, I will laugh. So only to keep my respect, they will laugh. They don't talk like the way you people talk. They don't interact so much. They will. I only have to break into the ice. And I keep breaking the ice all the time. They will never speak. When results will come, only then they will come and tell me that, yeah, I got this much marks, I got that much marks. They understand everything. But when you are sitting with them, it's a very deceptive expression. I feel like I'm teaching, are they not understanding anything? Now slowly and steadily, I think they're getting into the zone where they're getting friendly. Understood? So for every paper, a strategy should be there. And the only way in CA final to get success is by doing multiple rounds of revision. Guys, you believe me on this. You have to do multiple rounds of revisions. Be it SFM, be it FR, be it DT, be it IDT, be it audit. Any paper you pick up, multiple rounds of revision is needed. Only then you can, so you just see how much time you need. 12 days of classes, minimum. If you study one subject full day, minimum you will need 7 days again. Class, revision 1. Revision 2, you would at least need 5 days. That is your revision number 2. And 3 days for your revision number 3. And I am assuming during this time itself you have done the subject and you have solved the homework. Then otherwise that work is also getting carried forward. So 15 days this, 12 days this, 27 days you have to dedicatedly give for SFM at different time intervals. Then if you don't get 70 above, you come and tell me that, sir, you are a liar, you don't know anything and you are giving us all bluff stories. You just do this and you see the magic happens or not. But can you commit to this for AFM and for other papers also? You just do 3 rounds of revision and then if you don't get exemption in every paper, you let me know. You don't study only, then you come and tell me I did not clear the exams. How will you clear? What? Some magical things will happen. 2 zeros will join together and become 8. We are lacking dedication. We have to realize it on a daily basis. We have to be disciplined. Even now you won't believe me, if some lecture, I speak in low energy, I go back home and I curse myself. Although I try to make sure that I don't go low on energy. If it happens, I immediately catch hold of myself that why did I do this? You have to introspect yourself on a daily basis. There is a lot of time for friendship, commitments, social gatherings, marriages, phone calls, Instagram, posting, WhatsApp status. There's a lot of things are there in life. You will get a lot of time also to do all this. Chit chat with friends. And there are smart people who can do all this and still manage their studies. This is first priority. The remaining things becomes balancing figure. Jo time bachega, I will give. If I don't have time, don't ask me for your time. Matter close. I was never a good performer in exam. Can you believe it? My hands will get sweaty. I'll start, I'll start getting cold. I was not a good performer. Never in my life. Abhi, you will say that you are trying to become humble. No. Only with hard work. You know why I did not take classes in my life? Do you people know this? Why did I tell you that I did not take classes for DT? Why did I not take classes for... I went to SFM classes for 3 days. Left it after that. I did not understand what he's teaching. And there are people who are replying like anything. That brings inferiority complex into me. I'm thinking that, okay, I'm not meant for all this probably. One, I was tall. So I have this self, consciousness. I overly think all the time, even now. So I'll go and sit in the last bench first of all. That's so nobody should get disturbed because of me. Upar se I don't understand anything. So 3-4 days I went, I said I can't take tuitions. And now I know what SFM I have to teach. I'll not teach like him because I don't understand. I have to break it down. This is not how you teach. So I used to study all the time, study, because I knew that I am not good like these people. So you have to commit. You have your exams, you prepare routines. Know exactly next 5 days kya I have to study. Life will keep you very busy. Take out time. I will go after 4 days. 3.5 days now. After that, I will not spend even a single minute motivating you people. I'll not do it. You message me, I'll do it. I won't chala ke message you. While leaving, I'll speak one last thing and I'll leave. After that, it is up to you guys. But if you want to, you remember what I told you in the break. After 10 years, you people meet me, becoming a CA. We're talking in the break also, you people went out. Punjab mein, if you give coffee like this to anybody, no. Means if you give this quantity, no, they'll feel insult. What is this? It will be stuck in my jaws. Nothing goes inside. That half falls in tissue paper. It's more like espresso shots. Are you understanding what I'm saying, guys? Hello. So I told these people, 5-6 people were there with me. I told them that after 10 years, guys, please, when you become successful, I will still be a poor fellow teaching here. You come and meet me then. And you take me out. That KP sir, your guidance helped us to some extent. Even if you don't feel, you still say that. And you take me out for one chilled beer. And then you tell me, sir, I started earning 60, 70, 80 lakhs a year now. I am a big person. Then I will feel proud about you. I forget about ACCA, CPA, this, that, blah, 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 blah. Forget about it. CA is making a lot of money. As simple as that. Met 2 of my brother's friends yesterday. My brother is 3 years younger to me. These people are 2 years younger to me. One of them is now a director in Deloitte at the age of 35. Making so much money just because he's a CA. I want to see all of you in the same league. Think about it. Because it feels proud when you say this person is my student and he's doing really good in life. And I've seen people in front of me who are upscaling on a daily basis. Your brother. If you meet her brother, he's such a simple guy. I haven't seen people like him. But in Bangalore, you find a lot of people like that. People are generally simple. That's why I love people. Such a simple guy. And that soberness is still there in him. Abhi, he wanted to change his job. I was taking classes in Kerala. And he does not have any egos. He'll send me a message. If I don't reply again, he will send, sir, 2 minutes time needed. When shall I call you, sir? Talk like that. In a sentence, there are 3 or 4 times, sir. Then we spoke. Then he wants to change a job. But he still wants to discuss with me. Because he has that level of faith in me. I like it because he's discussing everything with me. Last package was this, initial package was this, now I'm getting. When I see you growing in front of me, it's like you have plowed the seeds and now a tree is flourishing, right? That's the kind of feeling for a faculty. So I want to see all of you at that. See, See, you are not understanding what you are missing, but I can see what you are going to miss if you're not serious about life. And from the kind of life you have right now, to have that kind of a life where you have 5, 6, 7 lakhs a month of income, तब दूसरा टेंशन होगा boss that we have to spend this money. Seriously, I'm telling you this. Then you will think, oh my God, let's go for a foreign trip because we are loaded with money now. Understood? And even to all my female students, once you become a CA, you work. Don't waste your degree. Keep a condition before you get married, and I will work after marriage. Nobody should bring tomorrow in-laws. What are you teaching? Few days back, the 3 girls were there in my SFM class who played a pivotal role in me leaving the class. 3 girls. Because they are sitting like this with eagle and vulture kind of attitude. And this person is teaching something, and if we ask something, these 3 people, one to what they've done some artistic thing, 4 fingers, every finger there is a different color pen inserted. Green pen, blue pen, red pen, black pen, notes have been prepared like this. And if he is asking some question, they reply. Okay. So these people created that in me that I am not studying properly. These people are very good in studies. Only on a later date, I discovered that they happen to be friends to my girlfriend, who is now my wife. So one of these was coming to our house. We shifted recently to a new house. She wanted to come to meet. And given that we were blessed with a boy, so she wanted to come and meet. So I asked my wife that, what is she doing now? She said she is not doing anything right now. She left the job. I said, let her come today. Let her come. She came. We were sitting and having snacks. I told her, do you know why did I not take classes at that SFM classes? She said, no, how would I know? I said, because of you. I swear I said this. She's like, why would you say that? I said, what was the need of you giving answers like that all the time? Don't you allow other people to participate? Let them think. Some people are slow thinkers, no? I said, what are you doing now? Yeah, I'm left. Then why did you waste the membership number? Why did you do it? You increase competition. Ultimately, institute knows they have to pass 5,000, 6,000 people a year. So you occupy one seat, then you don't do anything also later on. She said, you want to fight me or what? I said, no, I don't want to fight you, but you should go and work again. So the difference between you and me, guys, is that I know what is waiting for you on the other side, and I know exactly what it takes. If you go to a doctor, the doctor gives you medicine, right? Then after coming back home, it is your responsibility to eat those medicines, no? Yes or no? Or you do Google search. Side effects of paracetamol. Number 1, cancer. Number 2, heart attack. Understood? So 6 months, 4 months, 8 months, 9 months, whatever time is left. What is the fastest time in which a person can finish lunch? Means if you eat, you don't swallow. 7, 10, 8 minutes, I have eaten it in 2 minutes. So that I don't waste my time. Because I have to study. And I'm not telling all this to you because I'm showing off something, because I have already surrendered in front of you that I was a very, very idiotic student. But when I sit to study, no, I only sit with why, how, why, how, why, how. And you know why? Because I knew someday I will be teaching and people will ask me these 2 questions a lot. You were asking me na, yesterday that when did you decide to teach? I decided long back. Not him. She's looking at you like, how can you ask this question? Okay, guys, see, there are two things that we need to do in this chapter. One is analysis, one is valuation. Okay, for the sake of telling you what has happened in the past, this chapter stands to come for around 8 to 10 marks. Okay, very easy chapter. From here on, your life is going to be very, very simple. And one exercise I want you to do if you get some time, because I promised you that these classes which I am doing with you will give you very good idea. So once I complete equity analysis and valuations tomorrow, after that, maybe for 5 days, you can try doing this, that you buy some English business news channel like Business Line, Business Standard, Mint, Economic Times, any one of these papers you buy, and you just try to read it and see how much of it starts making sense to you after doing my classes. And I assure you, if you form this habit, just to get that extra edge over somebody, if you form this habit that every day, 15 to 20 minutes, I will devote for reading one particular newspaper every single day, your knowledge level will surpass most of the chartered accountants who will be passing out with you. I guarantee that to you. This is the best time to start forming that habit. It improves your financial knowledge of financial jargons a lot. It improves your English a lot, and it improves your current affairs knowledge a lot. So this is the best time to start. Any one newspaper you subscribe to, better if you can get a physical copy of it, not the online copy. You just see how magical it will be once you complete, once I send you the remaining lectures and you listen to everything, then though you will start understanding 80 to 85% of the newspaper for sure. Understood? So please start forming that habit now. Okay. See guys, when we talk about analysis of equity is done at two levels. One analysis that we do is called as fundamental analysis, and the other analysis that we do is called as technical analysis. Fundamental analysis is more about understanding the future of the company. What company is expected to do in future? What kind of return on equity company will have? What kind of growth company will have? What new projects company will get? How the debt structure of the company will be? Are you understanding? So we see a lot of things, how the overall industry will be, how the company is going to deal with its competitors. We study a lot of factors, the fundamental factors of the company, and then we do the valuation. Technical analysis is more about past price patterns. How in the past share has behaved. So what we do generally in case of technical analysis is we try to plot the price of the share, and this is time, and then we try to draw this kind of a graph by plotting the price movements that has happened. Understood? And from that we try to understand that what is the level at which people are generally buying the share. So this becomes the support of a share, and this becomes the resistance of a share. This becomes the resistance of a share. So there are prices at which suddenly the dip starts happening in the share prices. So then you start developing your own analysis that, okay, probably at 1700, once a selling pressure has come in Infosys, because that is how it has been in the past. But around 1550 people buy Infosys. That is the support zone for Infosys. But technical analysis is something which does, 20 days moving average, closing above 20 days moving average, closing above 200 days moving average, closing below 200 days moving average, or there is a support zone, there is a resistance zone, Fibonacci and all. There are a lot of terminologies which are used, but ultimately all of them try to understand the price pattern. To a technical analyst, if you ask why today Vedanta is down, this has happened on live TV when I saw. Okay, I am personally telling you very clearly that I am very much biased in favor of fundamental analysis. I hate technical analysis. I'm being very clear about it. I am very much biased. So you may hear me speaking certain things which I should not be speaking about technical analysis, but I personally hate it. Because technical analysis is more like, that you come to me and you tell me, sir, what do you think? We keep discussing, no, sir, that CA final is there, pass and all. So you come and ask me, sir, can you tell me that what do you think are my chances of clearing CA final in first attempt? Suppose you come and talk to me today after class, and I am like, okay, tell me one thing. How much you scored in class 10? You tell me the marks. How much you scored in 12? Okay. CPT, how many attempts? Okay. Graduation, how much scored? Okay. IPC, how many attempts? So 2 attempts. Okay. I think you will take minimum 3 attempts to clear CA final. Or 2 attempts, or whatever it is. So on what basis did you say that? Your history? Past performance? Past pattern? Your markets are so dynamic, yaar, past price pattern will not do anything, yaar. It will not do anything. This is what I feel. And if it will seriously do something, then everybody has access to that data, no? Everybody has access to that data. So then everybody starts buying shares at support, everybody starts selling shares at resistance. Then when you are selling at resistance, then why is somebody buying? Is he seeing some other charts? Okay, so then what is fundamental analysis? Now, what is fundamental analysis? You come and ask me, sir, will I clear or not? I may ask you, how did you perform in your past exams? But now my questions will be, what all subjects tuitions you have taken? What mock papers have you written? How many hours are you studying? What are your future plans? How many hours will you be putting in? Will you be taking any test series or not? And based on that, I try to judge whether you will pass or not. So I am looking into more of fundamental factors, the qualitative factors which can change your performance. That is the difference between fundamental analysis and technical analysis. Now you will say, sir, if fundamental analysis is so good, then why don't people do fundamental analysis? Because it needs brains. And it needs efforts. I take a lot of time to do analysis of companies. On live TV show, I have heard this, where one person who is very famous on CNBC, you know what he's saying? Morning, no, they have to give calls. If their calls will hit the target, then they will next day show, target done. If their targets are not done, they will say, we don't say anyone to buy, people just open the TV and see our channel. That kind of mindset is there. So morning this person comes, he says, I give a short position today on VEDL at 260 with a target of 250, stop loss of 265, because I see a fresh, this is the only language they know how to speak. I see a fresh breakdown in VEDL. Just before he said this, a topic of discussion started between fundamental and technical analysis, and somebody came and said, no, I think technical is sufficient in itself. Charts speak everything, so we should only do technical analysis. Fundamental is not needed. Just before that. And then irony is, this person comes and the other person comes and he says, I see a fresh breakdown in VEDL because the share has opened gap down 15 rupees, 18 rupees down. So I see another 10 rupees breakdown coming in the share. Then a fundamental guy came. He said, continuing with the previous discussion, here is an example why fundamental analysis is important. What Mr. Wagle, his name is Wagle, the person who said this, he said what Mr. Wagle is calling as a breakdown in the stock is the ex-dividend. The stock has become ex-dividend. You people did not understand anything, right? You did not understand. When the stocks become ex-dividend, you know what happens. When the stock is 278 and there is 18 rupees dividend in it, come dividend date, ex-dividend date, you have studied all this, yaar. Come dividend date. Tomorrow, stock will become ex-dividend. What will happen? It will open 260 approximately. Because what is the logic, sir? Logic is very simple. People who are buying share tomorrow will not be entitled to dividends. So stock becomes ex-dividend. So he does not even know that when you are giving a sell recommendation on Vedanta, you don't even know that Vedanta has paid a handsome amount of dividend of 18 rupees and you call it as a breakdown in a stock. This is the status of people who come and speak on live television with 140 crore people viewing you. He does not even know. These people just see breakdown, gap up, breakdown, fresh breaks on the upside. This is what they talk about. Fresh breakout has happened, buy. Any price, buy. So he does not even know that there is a dividend being declared by the company, because of which there is a dividend adjustment that has happened. And it happened what was supposed to happen in next 5 minutes. His stop loss got triggered. Because 260, people started buying. It became 260 because there was no negative sentiments about the stock. So fundamental people have to study a lot about the company, about the industry. So they do top-down approach, bottom-up approach, everything they do. How is the overall economy? How is the industry? How is the sector doing? How is the stock doing? And technical will only open chart. And chart-wise they will say, yeah, this is looking good, support is coming, resistance is coming. It has crossed 20 days moving average. We should now give fresh buy recommendations. Sudden volume spike is there. We should buy. That way they talk. Okay, so fundamental and technical analysis are important only for the purpose of theoretical question. Because we focus in our curriculum, we focus mainly on fundamental analysis. Technical can come for theory questions, but practicals will come from fundamental, because that is where you have to do a lot of head breaking. You understand? A lot of hard work has to be done in fundamental. Technical to only chart reading is there. So in exam, they can't ask you practical chart reading questions. And chart reading can differ from person to person. Same graph, not all of you will read in the same way, no. That's why they can't ask practicals on that, and I'm very happy for that. So practical questions come from fundamental analysis. That do the, okay, what is the whole idea of studying this chapter? What is the whole idea? So first you stand and decide what I want to do in life, fundamental analysis or technical analysis. If you want to do fundamental analysis, then you have to do a lot of number crunching. If you want to do technical analysis, then you have to do a lot of graph reading. So once you go into fundamental analysis, then you do methods which are used for number crunching. But at the end of the day, that number crunching will take me where? Same thing, justified price of equity share. What do you calculate? Justified price of equity share, fair price of equity share, theoretical price of equity share. You understood what I said? Intrinsic value of equity share, all same thing. And so then what we do? Compare with current market price. So can we calculate current market price? No. How is it determined? Exchange. How? Demand supply. Will you people get me what I'm saying? Okay, look at this. There are basically two approaches of equity analysis, fundamental, technical. This is based on fundamentals, this is based on past price pattern. This is 90% logical, 10% psychological. This is only logical, 10%. See, even the books are saying this. I am not saying, I have not written this book. I mean, I picked it up from somewhere. this 10% logical and all I picked up from books only, no. 90% psychological. This is relevant point, guys. Because you are trying to read psychology of a investor, trader. But see, it is so you see, dubious. The stocks perform on a given day or fall on a given day because of their own karma. Karma is not the right word. Because of their own actions or inactions. It has nothing to do with trader. If tomorrow OFSS would not have given good numbers, 30% hike would not happen, no? Correct, no? So I wanted one technical analyst who could have come and said, I see a fresh breakout in the stock and I think it will go up by 30%. If you do that level of technical analysis, then sir, salute to you. But why did the stock move so much? Where did the volume come from? Where did fresh interest of buying stock in the stock come from? Its results. And results are what? Fundamental. So my psychology has nothing to do. Markets are deriving my psychology, or my psychology is not deriving market. Are you people understanding what I'm saying? It's the stocks which make you do actions or inactions. It's not the other way around. I don't decide where I want the stock to go. If that was the case, probably Mukesh Bhai would have said, take it to 27,000. Correct, no? So this is more of reading into the psychology of humans. This is future oriented, this is past oriented, like I told you, and this is good for long-term investors, this is good for short-term traders. This is more of a pricing decision, that what price the share looks good, and this is more of a timing decision. What is the right time to enter into a stock and right time to exit the stock? Okay. Now, fundamental analysis, I'll just give you a brief summary of what exactly we do in fundamental analysis. What are we going to do in next few sessions on fundamental? You just understand, don't write anything. So we'll do three types of fundamental analysis. The first one is called as absolute valuation. Absolute valuation is basically discounted cash flow technique, which you are very comfortable with. For discounted cash flow technique, discounting purpose, we use RE. Discounted cash flow technique, again, absolute valuation can be done at two levels. One is called as the dividend discount model, and one is called as the free cash flow model. The name is absolute. Company, you pick up a company, pick up its cash flows, or you pick up its dividends, discount at investors RE, required rate of return. So what is RE? RE is required rate of return. How do you calculate it? Using CAPM, RF plus RM minus RF into beta. You know this? Understood? The next comes relative valuation. Relative valuation, we use some multiples, PE ratio, price to book value, price to sales, price to cash flow. We compare PE ratio of one company with that of the other company. You come to me and tell me, sir, want to discuss my marks with you. I said, yeah, tell me. He said, sir, I scored 70 in SFM. This my mom used to do a lot. So I'll say, yeah, very good score, yeah, very good. Congratulations. You scored very good. You worked very hard for your exams. Okay. And then suddenly what happens? It means Varun was telling me his marks, and suddenly then Sandeep, right? Sandeep comes in and he tells me, sir, even I want to share my marks with you. And Sandeep tells me, sir, I got 85 in SFM. Then I told Varun that, okay, I congratulated him first, and then I told Varun that, Varun, why were you wasting time in the class asking me questions here? You should have studied properly here. You got 70. He also sat on the first bench. He studied so well. He got 85. You got 70. And then Varun is like, sir, for 2 minutes back, you were praising me for getting 70. I said, yeah, but relatively your marks are not good. That's relative valuation. We try to do valuation of one company by taking up another company from the same sector. So I can't compare SBI with ITC. But I can compare SBI with HDFC Bank. And maybe I can compare ITC with Marico, Nestle, Britannia. You understood what I'm saying? So you compare one FMCG with another FMCG and try to understand which one is better. It was a blind person's, dull-headed person's game where you could have easily understood how cheap was ITC stock all these years. How cheap ITC stock was. ITC is FMCG company, and when you compare it with other FMCG companies, you will be astonished to know that ITC was highly undervalued and people were busy making fun of that company all the time, that it is not showing the kind of volatility it should show. And in last 1.5 years, very smoothly in last 1 year, the stock has gone up from 200 to 500. No risk involved, good dividends, no unnecessary volatility. One way upside movement has come. If somebody did relative valuation, he would have understood HUL, Nestle, Dabur, Marico, everything was damn expensive. ITC was looking very cheap. That is relative valuation. If you ask me today, my relative valuation analysis says Tata Motor is still very cheap. People see Tata Motors from 70 has become 700, 800. Doesn't matter, brother. It will go to 8,000 rupees also. The kind of EVs. They are the first ones to launch an EV vehicle in less than 10 lakhs. I tell you another dark horse from this industry, M&M. Yes, it's a very cheap stock at this point of time. People only say, but COVID ke samay 300 tha, abhi 1600 ho gaya. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It will become 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 also. You need to know how to pick up the stocks at the right time. And I strongly believe this Indian auto sector will conquer the world markets, because all cannot afford Tesla. But everybody can afford Tata and M&M vehicles. And Tata is continuously doing better. Even in European markets, Jaguar has suddenly picked up the market very well. Because Jaguar has played a strategy. I don't know if you are aware about it or not, but they have completely stopped making petrol and diesel cars. Now they're focusing only on EV vehicles for some of their cars. So the European market, they compete the three big Germans, Audi, BMW, Mercedes, but they are killing it right now. And that is why Tata Motor is going up and people say, अरे हो गया बढ़ गया कितना बढ़ना था, अरे what कुछ नहीं बढ़ा अभी तो start हुआ है. The journey is very far. The market capitalization is nothing when compared to stocks like Tesla and all. How am I so confident about it? Because I see the relative analysis. And if you ask me for absolute valuation, then I am only looking at one particular stock. Sir, just tell me, is Persistent a good buy at this price? Is OFSS a good buy at this price? Achha, no comparison? No, sir, no comparison. Look at its cash flows, tell me if it is overpriced or underpriced. Why am I not getting even a single picture which I want? See guys, this is this price to book value which you see for a stock, we compare it with the average industry price to book value. See this. This is, I don't know, maybe this is which stock here? Tata Motor only. Or the Force Motor. Last year it was making losses. So that's why they are not showing anything. But that is their own PE ratio and that is the sector PE ratio, which means for auto industry, the PE ratio is 62 times. You compare that. If you have a PE ratio of 20 and your sector has a PE ratio of 60, automatically the stock becomes underpriced. That is relative valuation. So relative valuation is done using these measures, price to book value, PE ratio. In your curriculum, the most important is PE ratio. See this. Tata Steel PE ratio is 3.36, whereas the PE ratio for other stocks in the same sector is 4.91. Which means even for Tata Steel, guys, I am saying this, if you compare it with stocks like Jindal Steel, JSW Steel, then Tata Steel is very cheap. Very, very cheap. So you have to look for opportunities where you have higher chances of multiplying your capital. That is when we try to compare like this. Understood? Now for somebody, if you see, who would have purchased the stock of ITC, everything went very good for that person. No risk involved, a good blue chip stock, and you still made 150-200% return in a year or little more than a year. That's huge return, right? So picking up this Force Motor which I showed you just now. Last year I clicked this picture. You want to know how much is the price now? It is close to 4,000 rupees. From 1,000 rupees it went to 4,000. This is called contrarian bets. When something is fundamentally not bad, but it is losing that flavor of the market because of maybe bad numbers in one quarter, but you know company is good. Like they make engines for Mercedes. So you can understand company is good. It is only giving you an opportunity. Bhai kharidna abhi kharid le. Baad mein I am not going to come in your hand. But that time we say, no, your market is really not liking this stock here. Not liking. So that is when, one second, I'm writing 4x. What has happened to me? Instead of Force Motor. 4468. I mean, from 4468, some correction has happened. Now it is 3500, but recently it did 4468. And 52-week low is showing as 918. Just think about it. This is called contrarian bet. When stock goes down like anything, I'll give you one example, okay? This is, I've said on my videos also a lot. Like a Force Motor, I'm telling you another stock, which is I personally find it a very big opportunity of entering into is Polyplex Corporation. Packaging company. high value, all-time high value 3,000, which happened last year. Now available at only 1,000 rupees. Right now their profits are not good because Europe is not giving them good business and they are highly export oriented. You want to know what is their book value? Their book value itself is 1,700 rupees. In this market, a stock available at 1,000 rupees, whose book value is 1,700, when you have stocks which are trading at price to book value of 12, 13, 14 times, and you have a stock which has a price to book value less than 1, almost 0.5, that too not a public sector company, it is a opportunity. It is simple opportunity. Means you should be willing to hold it for 5 years. And you just see how it will skyrocket from there. Polyplex Corporation 1000. When I'm giving information, I should give it properly, right? 1043.05 is the last closing on Saturday, guys. If you want, you can buy it, and if you make some good returns, you can share it with me. Yeah, if you want to. I'm not asking for it. Only if you want to. And when they make good profits, you know what they do? First thing, they pay very high dividends also. Very good dividends they pay. So a company which is paying good dividends, a company which is having good fundamentals, just because 1 or 2 quarters went bad for them and the market has penalized it so bad that it looks quite strange. Still FII, DII hold around 10 to 11% in this company. I think, no, the biggest problem with markets is not the stock in which public holding goes up, no. Those shares become garbage. Garbage they become. They will, because public will only keep doing this 2 rupees up, 2 rupees down wala thing. 2 rupees बढ़ गया बेच दो. We'll go to Starbucks today. Last is called as residual valuation. We have this topic common in FR also. Like we calculate something called as economic value added, market value added. Okay. And this method is not something which is very practical, but yes, they ask questions and this is formula oriented stuff. So we will be spending most of our time doing this. This is the most, detailed and most time consuming part of our discussion. That is absolute valuation, discounted cash flow technique. The one last thing I'll discuss, then I'll give you a 5 minutes, 10 minutes break. This part I already explained you guys. ROE versus RE versus ER. You remember that? ROE versus RE versus ER. You remember, right? Return on equity, expected return, and RE. First of all, let me read what I want to read. RE, it is the, given the risk of the stock and alternative investment opportunities available in the marketplace, one determines his required return from his stock. RE is used for discounting of cash flows which help compute justified price that should be paid for a share. Most of the times we calculate RE as per CAPM. A comparison can be done with ER. What is the comparison? If you remember, I told you this. If ER is greater than RE, then for you the stock is underpriced. You remember that? What I require and what company is expected to pay. If what company is expected to pay is more than my requirement, then for me that stock is underpriced. If what I require is more than what company is expected to pay, then it becomes overpriced for me. Okay? And if you remember, I told you there are 3 stages. What I want, what company is expected to pay, and what company actually does. Require, expect, and the reality, right? This you require, this you expect, this is the reality of the company. Then what you do, you compare ROE with RE to know if there is a wealth creation or wealth destruction. So if ROE is greater than RE, there is wealth creation. If ROE is less than RE, there is wealth destruction. And if ROE is equal to RE, then there is no change in wealth. Okay. Now, how do I calculate ROE? ROE is calculated as PAT divided by net worth. The profits divided by net worth. I'm just giving you a small idea right now because you need to be very clear with what is RE, what is ROE, what is ER. You need to be very clear when doing sums. So we are giving you a basic understanding. Then again, we will discuss these things time and again while doing sums. So PAT divided by net worth can also be written as EPS divided by book value per share. It is written all over here. See, ROE can also be computed as EPS by book value per share. What is book value? Book value is net worth divided by number of shares. The net worth of the company divided by number of shares. That is why when I gave you example of Polyplex now, that is why I told you, Polyplex Corporation, that why the price to book value is less than 1 is good for us, because company's price right now is almost half of its own net worth. And what is net worth? Share capital of the company and reserves and surplus. So companies generally trade at 2 times, 3 times its net worth. This company is trading at almost half of its net worth. And net worth is the, like, how do you define people? How do you say Virat Kohli is successful? You say Virat Kohli's net worth is now 300 crores. So same weightage is given to company's net worth. Company's net worth, on that there is a premium which people are willing to pay. And if you get it at a discount, if something has not gone crazily wrong with the company, then you look at it as an opportunity to invest in the company. Like most of the IT companies in India right now have a price to book value of 10 times, 12 times, which is not justified in my eyes. Now it is becoming too much. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So always look for companies where price to book value is in that zone of 0.5, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4 is also okay. But beyond that, it means looking little expensive. Okay, so that is your ROE. How do you calculate RE, guys? Come on, fast. RE as per CAPM. RF plus RM minus RF into beta. How do you calculate return on equity? Sir, it is PAT divided by net worth. Okay, on per share basis, what is the formula? Sir, it is EPS divided by book value per share. What is book value of a share? Sir, it is net worth divided by number of shares. What is EPS? PAT divided by number of shares. How do you calculate expected return from a share? Expected return is calculated. See, expected return can be calculated using this formula, D1 by P0 plus G. I know you will find it strange, but you studied this formula in IPC. Your inter exams, you have studied this. If you don't remember, then IPC should be put on you. You remember? Good boy. Which chapter did you study this? Cost of capital. Correct. Very nice. Very good boy. Chalo, theek hai, you take 10 minutes break. We'll then continue.